Welcome to your daily focus for January the 12th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you so much for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, who did we have turn out here? We have the Moon with the King of Swords. Well, the Moon represents our inner balance, doesn't it? And we've been talking so much about the balance, and here we are at the full moon in Cancer. And so Cancer is your roots, your home, your stability, your foundation. And it's our inner foundation that allows us perhaps the confidence, the passion to bubble up over, your cup runneth over when it comes to what you can do, of seeing the way forward. Now, we have a king, so that's very much the diplomat, and so we are not getting lost in fantasy here. We're thinking it through, we're understanding what needs to be done, and we're willing to do the work. We're willing to put our heart and soul into it, our passion, our dreams, making them come alive. So let's put those two cards back. Well, we may be here all day. Look at who flipped over. The Five of Swords from yesterday. Our confidence that we have the wisdom, to go forward. Remember, the sun is in Capricorn, and that is all about our plan forward. Putting all the details in. Moving forward in our career, in our lives. Maybe it's stature in the community. Maybe it is a relationship and growing it deeper and stronger. Maybe it's deciding to learn something new or start that business. Accept that friendship. And we leave the chaos behind us. We'll put that one back as well, and we'll see what cards do show up, and we'll keep those in mind. So did I say thank you? I always want to make sure I say thank you. Thank you for the love and the support and the positive energy, vibration that you send my way each and every day. Now, for us, look at this, the Six of Wands. Now, this is beautiful energy because this is a success card. That we will be going forward in success. And we have to remember the Moon with the King of Swords. So we find the most success is when we are true to ourselves, true to our passions, true to our dreams, allowing that inner balance to be present in our life. And then going forward in our passions and our dreams, what we want to create, what we want to manifest. And the Five of Swords standing there so strong and determined. So we know that the challenges walking through that fire didn't weaken us. It's empowered us. It strengthened us. It gave us the wisdom, the understanding that we need in order to go forward and be successful. The Devil. He always has to show up, but this is transformation. This is a beautiful transformation, I'm thinking, for us. And Judgment. Oh, should we take two more since it's a full moon? Let's do it. The Seven of Swords and the Magician. Well, those are all very strong and powerful cards, more powerful together. We have the Magician, Judgment, and the Devil card here. We have the Moon pop out. Now, pick an angel card here. Respite, 43. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 has been so common over the last, I'd say, almost 2 months now, of seeking the truth, of understanding what's true, what's false, what we've been putting our beliefs into, our energy, our time perhaps. And maybe we need a little bit of respite in our lives. Maybe today is, well, it is the 12th, right? So 12s are stop, look, and listen. Pay attention to your surroundings. Sort out fact from fiction. Take a step back and realize where you are now and where you want to go forward. So this is that deep breath that we take before we plunge into our goals, our dreams, our desires in order to bring in the successes in our life. Okay, now this card is usually depicted as we are in a parade. In fact, we're leading the parade. The parade is for us. And the people are standing around us and cheering us on, wishing us well. Now, we have to remember with this card is we are in full armor. So we are having that parade, that celebration, that success of who we've become and who we are going to become, because we've already got our papers for our next mission, our next journey, our next path forward. We're not dismounting here. We're not taking time to really catch our breath all that much. So it's important that we take the time out to meditate, to pray, to reflect, to have conversations with God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, source, and celebrate who you are. Please celebrate who you are, what you've come through, who you've become. I got it yesterday and I'm getting it today. You know, we are so hard on ourselves. We're critical. We're demanding. We can always find a reason why we didn't do enough, say enough, be enough at a certain time or place in our lives. What about when we were more than enough? Do we ever give ourselves credit for that? Do we ever celebrate our own successes, throw our own parade for ourselves? Knowing that, yes, we have to face reality. The parade has to be short. We have to get to the next path, the next project, the next thing to do. But we always need to take the time to pause and to reflect on who we are and who we are becoming, what we have in our lives, maybe a little bit of gratitude for what we already have as a foundation in our life. Now we have the devil here. So I think the devil is, you know, especially the way the artist depicts this one. It's very windy here tonight. So if you're hearing the wind, that's all it is. It's just the wind. I live out in the country, so the wind gets to pick up speed, and it's almost like when it hits the house, it goes, oh, where did that come from? So we have the devil here. And it looks like, you know, we're the fool in the journey, and so much being 2017. And I think the full moon is at 22 degrees, so that is the fool energy as well. We've come, you know, we start out on our path as the fool. We go through the entire tarot deck, but even just the major arcana, once we hit the world card, we have come full circle. Excuse me. We need to go to the elevated path. So, you know, I get this very much as society beats us up, we beat ourselves up, our peers can beat us up without them even knowing that they're doing so. The media, all telling us that we are not worthy, that we are not deserving, that we're not happy because we don't have this product or this or that in our lives. And I think this is a day where we see where we can cut those strings, where we have been a puppet on a string rather than standing in our own presence, in our own mindset of where we want to go and what we want to do and what we want to create and who we want to become and who we really are and what we stand for. So It may be stature in the community. It may be your spirituality. It may be where you have finally decided that you are going to start that new career or that new learning experience, or travel the world, or join a group. Start that friendship. Grow that loving relationship. Because it's what fuels you and what brings you happiness and passion and joy and balance. It's been so much about balance, hasn't it? Now we have the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is always one that says we really need to think things through. We need to have all the information. We can't base our future or our words or our actions on a sentence we overheard, or only part of the information. That we need all the information in order to make good, sound judgments about going forward, how we are going forward, how we are going to accomplish that. And with the sun in Capricorn, that brings in this strength, this ability to decipher, this ability to plan, to be very diplomatic in how we are going forward and how we are creating our futures. And then we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, you know, here, it's pretty windy in this card too. Here, we've left on our journey, or we've started at least, or at least we got out of that window and we started. And then we think we're not completely prepared. There are certain things that we need in our life, on our path, in order to go forward with the strength. So we're coming back into that window to grab those other swords. Now, I see the leaves. I usually don't see the leaves when I hold this card up and look at the big moon in the background, but I see the leaves, and they're fall leaves. So there's that breath that we need to take. That moment of winter we have, where we go into isolation, where we go into seclusion, and when we go into quiet, when we go into silence. So today, definitely set 5 minutes aside, please. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all. And turn off the TV. Turn off the computer. Shut your phone off. Close the door. And sit in silence and breathe. A couple of deep breaths in through your nose. Hold for a minute, or not a minute or two. You'll be turning blue. A second or two. A couple of seconds. 4 or 5 seconds. And then exhale through your mouth. And just quiet your mind. And allow messages to come to you. Of what you need on your path. Of what strengthens your foundation. Who you need to be surrounded by, what kind of situations you need to put yourself into to truly be successful going forward, what maybe you need to learn or tap into. And we have the Magician. Now the Magician is, well, what do you want? Your wish is my command. Making the impossible possible. And so this tells us that this is a day for affirmations, to say what we want, to shout it at the top of the rooftops, what we truly want to step into, what our passions are, what our dreams are, what our goals are, what we want to accomplish. But we also have to be very serious, because we just may get what we wish for. So we have to be careful about what we are wishing for. Make sure there is enough details in it. So what are you willing to give? What kind of energy are you willing to put into it, or money, or resources, or time, to make it work, to make it successful? Maybe it's just a redo of who you are. So what kind of energy, what kind of time frame are you giving yourself? How much energy do you want to put into this? How much focus will you give it? Why do you want it? You just say, I want money. And you walk down the street and you find a dollar bill. Your wish has been granted. Was it $1? That's all you wanted? Because you left it up to the universe, God, your angels, your spirit guides, picking that denomination. And then why do you want that? Because we don't want money. Money is nothing if it's just laying there, if we're just looking at it. It's what we can do with the money. Is it paying off the bills? Is it paying for a wedding? Is it traveling the world? Is it opening up a school or a clinic or your own business? Is it helping a charitable organization? Is it so that you can reinvest even more into your future goals and dreams? Is it paying the bills? Is it putting gas in your car? Is it clothing the kids and feeding the kids? You know, what will you do with the money? Get serious about it. Think about it. Not only about what you are wishing for, what that affirmation is that you are giving up to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, source, but what will you do with that? The why. So respite, you know, the seeker of truth here with 4 plus 3 is 7. It's also a self-analyst. 7 is where we look inside of ourselves and we get to know ourselves that much better. So take the time today. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Where should we go? Shall we go to the Journey of Love cards? Because it is in Cancer, and that's all about home and family. The full moon. And there is a lot happening with Venus and Neptune, and I think the North Node or Chiron, Mars. I think they're all huddled up there together in Pisces. So, but I think Venus is pretty busy these days. But we have the full moon in Cancer, and that's all about home and family as well. 60, riding the cosmic wave, and 6 is the parental nurturing family. Riding the cosmic wave. Look at that. How exciting is that? So 6 is family, health, being of service. And there's a poem with each one, so we're going to read the poem first. If I ever get the page open. It's eluding me. Oh, it's very short. Your spirit flies like the wind, warms like the sun, and watches like the sky. How wise the earth, waiting for that moment to be touched. You can be carried further by the cosmic wave than by your own efforts. Where you are going cannot be attained by effort. The effort, the discipline, prepares us for the leap, but after the leap, we are no longer sustained by our efforts, but by forces greater than us, forces of love itself. You are stepping towards the edge, preparing to leap, and let the cosmic wave of love carry you forward. You shall be moved through grace into a new world awaiting you. This oracle brings a message. There is a time to work hard and a time to allow the fruit of one's labor to manifest. So here we are with that rest, that pause again, aren't we? When one may be carried by forces set in motion by the energy of life itself, you can let go and move forward. Reach farther and with less effort. Now is the time to give yourself permission to stop paddling and instead just ride the wave. Give in, let go, and be moved. Wow, I like this card. So yes, it takes effort, and I think we are at the effort. We are at the discipline. We are preparing for that leap. And once we make that leap, it goes smoother. We ride the cosmic wave. Once we cut those strings. Once we allow ourselves to be the true us, the unique us, the authentic us, and go after our passions and our dreams and our goals because they matter to us. See what our wise angels have to say. I think I'm only going to pick 3 cards there. So I do like that, for the full moon in Cancer, we are preparing ourselves to take that leap to ride the cosmic wave. To go forward in a love for ourselves, our passions, our abilities, our talents, our dreams, our wants, our desires. And embracing that part of us. Remember, the moon fell out. The very first card there, the moon, which is us, our heart center, who we are, what makes us unique, special, divine. The 9 of Ariel. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success, a love for the beautiful things in life. So it's definitely a time that we can love the beautiful things in life, or we are preparing ourselves. We are preparing ourselves to perhaps ride our unicorn underneath the rainbow. By having a trust, a belief, and a faith in ourselves, in what we can do, in what we can accomplish. Remember, you are braver than you think you are, more courageous, more unique and wonderful. You don't give yourself enough credit. And I think today is very much about taking that deep breath and realizing all you truly do have to work with. And maybe it was the chaos and the fire that you walked through that built your wisdom, built your empowerment. But now your dreams are fulfilled. So this is where we are going. Fulfilling our dreams. And your dreams really have already been fulfilled. All you have to do is step into them. Hard work leads to success. 9 of Raphael, make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. So this could be that something out of the blue happens today that really sets you on your path, sets you in a direction, moves you forward in a way that you weren't expecting. Make a wish. Do your affirmations. Understand what you want to walk into. It may show you, the magic may come in and show you what you need to let go of that you never even considered. You didn't understand that it was weighing you down because it's been part of you for so long. You just take it as part of your environment, your world, what makes you you. The 5 of Michael. This situation doesn't serve you. Release the attachment to the outcome. Release the attachment to the outcome. Get ready to leap and ride that cosmic wave. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So don't look at the negative right now. Look at the positive of what you can walk into, of what you can become. If money or time wasn't a factor, if you could just snap your fingers and walk into a new path, what would it look like? What would it be? What would you create or become? How many lives would you touch? What would be the beauty that you create in the world? Let's see what our wise animals have to say. New beginnings, the Robin. So even though we are in this full moon energy, I really get the sense that we are preparing ourselves to really step into some new and wonderful beginnings. I mean, we have 2017. That's a one energy. We are in January. That's a one energy. Now, you know, new beginnings also brings new things to learn, new things to step into, new people to get to know. So one energy is really, you know, it's the I am. It's understanding what we can do, what we can create, where we can grow. Cleansing, newness, grateful, promise, and new birth. You cannot climb a mountain if you will not risk a fall. And remember, the sun is in Capricorn. And what do we, you know, it's, you know, we are going to make those steps to the top. We are going to be that mountain goat, climbing that mountain, climbing that steep rock, that hill. So I like how, you know, the goat doesn't even think about falling. It perseveres. It gets determined. You cannot climb a mountain if you will not risk a fall. Robin tells you it's time to pull yourself up from the sludge of the past, wipe yourself clean, and mend the wounds and scratches that occurred through the journey. Your angels and guides will be on hand to help. It's a great day to offer your gratitude for what you do have, and knowing that you won't be let down if you ask, believe, and expect that changes can occur in your life. Yes, there is the everything happens for a reason thinking, even during painful experiences, but loss always evolves into gain of some kind. Have you ever broken up with someone to start dating someone who is much more compatible for you, and wondered what you saw in that past person? Death and of situations always evolves into the promise of birth and new beginnings. If you cannot, if you can see through the clouds of despair, putting blankets over the situation and blinding yourself can cause you to now see through the heartache. Emotion is truly an energy in motion, and since everything is energy, money, love, work, etc., the universe feels the vibration changing in your thoughts, and it can change it into wonderful things if you allow it to do so. Robins always come back to the same place each springtime. So we were in fall and now we are in spring. So I think that winter period for us, if we're going seasons, it's like a blink of an eye. It's 5 minutes of solitude, 5 minutes of quiet. It's nature's way. Robin may be telling you that you need to review your childhood to see what you may have stored away deep within your soul, to see if there is forgiveness that needs to take place, or maybe you need to look up an old childhood friend. So there is a promise of birth and new beginnings, and that's if we allow the old to slip away. I like how it says it at the very beginning. It's time to pull yourself from the sludge of the past. I just saw the Five of Swords when I was reading all of this. Wipe yourself clean and mend the wounds and scratches that occurred through your journey. And your angels and guides will be there to help you. Ask them for your help. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.